CopyFunds. Always a pleasure to speak with our users. So I'll start from sort of the beginning and talk a bit about our vision, both for the company and for CopyFunds, and then we'll walk through about 9 different CopyFunds, and I'll tell you a bit about sort of the story of why we've built them, how we've built them, and then we'll look a bit at my portfolio, which I'm very proud of right now, and we'll go through these CopyFunds one by one. So just to start, eToro is soon celebrating 10 years in the market. We started the company with the vision of opening the global markets for everyone to trade and invest in a simple and transparent way. I've been a trader and a computer programmer since I was 13, always passionate both about the global markets and technology. I think the markets represent really sort of the connection between sort of all the money in the world. So this is what moves the world, and I think it's super interesting to be involved and to invest in companies, and obviously the way to do it is through the internet. But when we started eToro, and I started eToro with my older brother Ronen, who's our chief product officer, he used to always say, I have somewhat of an accountant hobby, constantly looking at complex charts, symbols, Excels, and really the core idea behind eToro was how do we simplify the access to the markets through a great user experience. And this was 2007 and 8, really when Twitter and Facebook and the entire social revolution started. And what we realized is that the power of the social web can help us not only create better access for people to invest overseas and worldwide, but also to enable people to make better decisions by seeing other people, following them, and then, of course, eventually copying them. We are today the largest social trading network in the world with over 6 million registered users from more than 140 countries. You can see here a never-ending story of innovation. We just came back last week from another great and successful Finovate, where we launched the CopyFunds for partners to enable investment professionals from all over the world to basically create, manage, and distribute their investment strategies to the investor community on eToro and worldwide using our platform. And you can see sort of the growth of eToro through our innovation in this slide with a lot of awards won for innovation in our technology. We're considered one of the top 100 fintech companies in the world by a lot of different research out there. The World Economic Forum has described social trading as one of the key pillars of the future of wealth management or investment management. It was quite an extensive research about the future of finance. As I'm sure some of the participants here on the call know, fintech has been a growing segment within the technology world. We see a lot of the big banks all around the world excited about the progress of innovation of startup companies such as eToro that are disrupting existing ecosystems. And this report from the World Economic Forum took basically all of the key pillars within finance and financial services, and then one by one basically described the main innovations there. The idea really behind social trading is to connect both traders, active investors, people who are financial savvy from all over the world. For myself, as an example, I've been trading US stocks since I was very young. Usually tech stocks, so things I understand in. And I use eToro a lot to learn about new markets. I'm learning from our German traders about stocks in Germany, from our UK traders about stocks in the UK, and from traders in the Middle East about oil trading, as well as from Chinese traders about the yuan and the China A50 index. And by learning, you become a better trader because information is power in finance and obviously in investment management. And the idea of copy trading is really to enable investors to connect to people who are more active, who are more financial savvy, who manage their own accounts on the eToro platform and to copy their activity through basically our social trading platform. And this is really a great quote from the World Economic Research Report, and it says, the next generation of retail and social trading platform offer effective means for individuals to share or sell their investment expertise, directly competing with traditional investment managers. And if you think about the copy system in eToro today, we have almost 1,000 popular investors from more than 40 different countries, each with their unique character of trading, their unique investment strategy. And when we'll look at my portfolio as an example later on, you'll see I'm copying more than 30 different top traders on our platform, which basically means my account is being managed by traders from all over the world and with small amounts of money. And for those of you who've had the chance to have an IFA or a portfolio manager, you probably know that it's usually a minimum of $100,000 or so for a person to actually manage your account personally, where on eToro you can actually copy with significantly lesser amounts. This is another great research by Nouriel Roubini. So I've been a big fan of Nouriel Roubini, one of the top economists, PhDs in the world, very known for predicting the 2008 crisis, dubbed in a lot of the media as Dr. Doom for doing that. And at recent research that he's done with more than 2,000 wealth management firms and clients, 37% of respondents basically said they see themselves in the next couple of years using social investment platforms such as eToro to automatically follow the portfolios of others. So this really shows that the people here on this webinar, part of the eToro network early on, were all early adapters of basically a huge wave of disruption within the financial services industry. So from sort of a general overview of eToro, I'll jump into our new product. We're very excited about this new investment product called CopyFunds, which enables us basically to create thematic investment products for our clients, where we can take even more control over the quality of these copy funds and work with investment professionals to curate and create more of these investment products. The idea of thematic investing has been quite popular over the last couple of years as investment professionals realized that we human beings like to connect to specific themes. So across time, there has been a rise of passive investing and ETF investing, and of course also of the more active mutual funds industry into thematic investing. What is thematic investing? It basically means that an investor can choose a theme, whether it's technology, bank sector, shipping sector, car sector, a specific sector or strategy, and invest in basically a bundle of stocks within that sector rather than just cherry picking on his own. And for our users, choosing a copy fund and investing in a copy fund is extremely easy. It's as easy as copying a trader on eToro or investing in a stock or commodity in eToro. With one click, basically, you're investing in a basket of stocks or a basket of traders, which is then automatically rebalanced on either once a month or once a quarter. And I'll jump into the platform in a second to simply go very quickly over 9 specific copy funds we've already launched in our platform, and I'll do that now. So what you can see here, and just I like actually to start by showing off. So this is my portfolio. You're all more than welcome to follow me on the platform. I've been able to generate very nice returns over the past 3 years, and so far I didn't have the bad January effect I usually have, so started the year also quite well. And when you look into my portfolio, and again, my portfolio is accessible for everyone on the network to actually see what I'm doing, you can see my investments across different assets such as Bitcoin, Facebook. You can actually see I'm investing in Amstone as well. So this is my public portfolio, which everybody can see. And when I click CopyFunds, you can actually see that I'm also invested in 5 of our CopyFunds already. I'll go now to show you each of those CopyFunds. You can actually see here, by the way, I'm also already profited quite a bit on each of those CopyFunds. So when you go to this new section in our platform called Invest in CopyFunds, you can actually see 3 types of CopyFunds: the top traders CopyFunds, the market CopyFunds, and the newly launched just last week partner CopyFunds. I'll start really from the top. So the top is really the holy grail of what we're building in eToro, and those are the top trader CopyFunds. Over the past year, we've developed machine learning algorithms, both by an internal quant team, data scientists, and with the help of Microsoft, also build a very interesting backtesting system to test our various algorithms. And the idea of the Top Traders Copy Fund was that we understood a lot of people on the platform constantly are looking for who to copy, and have told us that it's not a trivial, basically day-to-day job to find the right people to copy, monitor your portfolio, and constantly balance between the better traders and the less. And the idea of the Top Traders Copy Fund is we're using algorithms to automatically pick the top traders on the platform based on an algorithm that simply goes on all of our historical data, then has an algorithm to pick the top traders, and then what we do is we backtest that algorithm historically. So basically, when you look at one of those, I'll open the active traders, for example, you can see that active traders copies 50 to 100 top traders on our platform. And you can see here in the stats, it generated 32% in 2014, 27% in 15, 4.5% in 2016, and 5.8% so far already in 2017, how many copiers it has, and actually what it is investing in. And what's really interesting in the top trader copy funds is they're uncorrelated. So when I go over the allocation, I can see what they're investing in, and when I go into the net exposure, I can actually see that across time it's investing in a lot of different assets. So you can see basically how the assets change over time, which makes the top trader copy funds also an uncorrelated asset class, which is quite rare but important, especially for when the markets are extremely bullish and have went up for a while. People are looking for uncorrelated assets in case the markets actually drop or go down. When you click on the portfolio, you also see the diversification. So when you're copying 50 traders from all around the world, the underlying assets of what they're trading is currencies, stocks, indices, ETFs, commodities. You can click on a location to actually see exactly who are the people that currently this active traders copy fund is copying, and you can see the feed to see what all of these people that you're copying now, if you're investing in top traders copy fund, is actually investing in. So that's the active traders copy fund. I just actually started copying it here with my virtual account a couple of minutes ago. I'll jump now to another one, which is the quarterly gainers. The logic when we started building this, and the reason for naming this quarterly gainers, is because what we've seen across time is that the main point of data that we looked at in these specific algorithms, and you can see the stats of 14%, 12%, and then 3.3% already in 2017, the main point of the gainers, quarterly gainers copy fund, was to select traders that are extremely consistent and have been profitable across numerous quarters in the past 3 years. So basically, what's the most important in this fund is to look at traders that if you go into those traders, and you can see here it's 60% currencies, 40% stocks, and if I click here allocation and we'll look into any of those traders, I'll see that they've been trading with eToro. So if I'll take a look for Alvin De Cruz, you can see that Alvin has been trading with us for a long while and actually generated almost 4 years of profitable stats on the platform. And again, you can watch exactly what every top trader is investing in at eToro. So this was a quick overview of the top traders, CopyFunds. I do believe this is really the holy grail of what we're building in eToro, as we're building basically a copy fund that automatically picks top traders from thousands of traders from all around the world using machine learning and artificial intelligence. And this is how I believe we can eventually beat the markets and beat a lot of investment professionals out there. The market copy funds, which we also launched, are around specific themes that we looked at our audience, we looked at our users, what you are actually trading in your portfolios, and tried to figure out what themes are you interested in. The biggest theme by far out of all of them was big technology. So we see a lot of our customers investing in Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, but for a lot of our customers, we see you investing just in a few of these specific stocks. The idea here of the big technology copy fund is you actually allocate your portfolio. So I'll just give it a quick example. So I'm investing right now, let's say $10,000 in this copy fund. I just click invest, and now I can go back into my portfolio, and in my portfolio I'll be able to see my investments across basically all of these great tech stocks. So what we've done is we've taken the top tech stocks from around the world. We created a portfolio that's market cap weighted, and then what we do is rebalance and add or subtract stocks into this portfolio once a quarter to simply sort of cherry pick for you these great stocks. Now, the great opportunity is even with $5,000, when you're opening this trade, you are actually opening multiple trades in your portfolio. So you can see I just clicked for 10,000. I already have the stocks now in my portfolio in virtual money. And this transaction would have cost me at a traditional brokerage, if I would pay $10 per trade, this would cost me $120. And here at eToro, it would actually cost me less than $10, and obviously the markets are still moving. If I'll go back to the copy funds, another great example is, as I'm sure a lot of people know here, since Trump has been elected, a lot of people believe that the stocks of big banks are going to rise, and the reason for that is because Trump is talking about a lot of deregulation. So the big bank stocks all around the world since 2008 have been suffering and have been basically devalued significantly. And over the past 6 months since we've launched the platform, we've seen a surge in the valuation of big banks. What's also really interesting in the big banks copy fund is you get a global diversified portfolio. So we have here JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of and for each of those stocks, you can actually go into their stock and learn more. And I would generally say that building such a portfolio yourself would be quite a tedious job. But investing in the big banks enables you to basically get exposed to this entire sector and obviously still hold these stocks in your portfolio directly. So I'll just copy here another $10,000. I'll do this quite easily because it's my virtual money. So last but not least, also a great thematic investment product is the In the Game. So the reason we've built this, and we have our investment committees basically coming every week to discuss new investment ideas for new copy funds. And the idea here really was to look at this great trend, and you can see also the results over 2015 and 16 of over 27% returns and already generated 10% returns this year. Now, this is a more, I'd say, niche market, gaming. So banks, financial sector, big technology, of course, everybody's investing in that. The gaming sector is a much more specific one. The reason we think it's interesting is because there are simply more and more people around the world who now have access to these global game manufacturers. You can see here NVIDIA is the main chip manufacturer for the actual video chip processing, a lot of the games out there. Sony, NetEase, a great game company out of China, Activision, Nintendo, which had a huge spike around the Pokemon Go, EA, AMD, also a chip manufacturer, Hasbro, Mattel, which also are turning more and more into online, Game and Zynga. So these are all gaming companies. Now, it's not about selecting one specific stock, figuring out whether that stock will go up. It's whether you believe in the general theme that gaming companies that create games for both kids and adults, a lot of them have moved to in-app purchases, subscription models, whether these companies as a whole are going to be more and more profitable. And of course, this portfolio automatically rebalances once a quarter, both to add more relevant stocks and weight them according to their market cap. So that's a great example of how we're using data of our users to create those thematic investment products, so both other people can look at those opportunities and that we can actually enable people who are cherry picking just 1, 2, or 3 specific stocks in a sector to get exposed into a much wider range in the professionally managed portfolio. Now, last but not least, and I'll go back for a second to my slides and I'll explain what we launched last week. So last week at Finovate, we launched Partner CopyFunds. And we just launched CopyFunds as a whole in November for our audience. And we've seen a lot of traction. A significant amount of our users are already investing in CopyFunds. And over the past 3 months since we've launched, we've been in touch with a lot of investment professionals, whether it's robo-advisors, whether it's existing asset managers, investment managers, and data-driven startups and companies who have products around the data of stocks. And the idea was to partner with them in order to create more great investment products for our users at eToro. And what we've done is basically opened our platform for partners so they can set up their copy funds on our platform. And I'll just give a quick example, basically enabling people to create their trading strategy, to basically use our platform to offer it to both our existing users and for their users or through their distribution means, and then see how people are actually investing in their investment ideas and communicate with them. So very similar to CopyTrader, but catered to a professional audience who are creating thematic investment products on our platform. And I'll jump through that quite quickly. This is basically meant more for partners to understand added value for them. And now just a few quick 3 examples of these partners that we've launched last week. So I've met Zakaria, who is the CEO and founder of WeSave. WeSave is one of the leading robo-advisors in Europe. What is a robo-advisor? Robo-advisors are basically digital asset managers where you open an account, you basically define your risk criteria, so it's personalized for you, and then you choose an amount and they allocate an entire portfolio specifically for you. So that has been a trend both within Europe and the US. WeSave has been one of the leaders in France of this robo-advisor ecosystem. And together we've launched the Alpha Core Copy Fund on eToro. So at WeSave, there are great investment professionals. It was really great meeting them. The team itself, really sharp, quantitative, young, using data and computer sciences to develop their strategies. And what we've done is we've taken their investment strategies, we've ran back testing to look at the statistics of their portfolio over time. So you can see generated over 6% in 15 and 16, and already almost 3% in 2017. And when you look at the portfolio, you'll notice that what they're investing in is a wide range of ETFs. So what they're looking at is really what's called in finance a model portfolio. They're building a portfolio which they feel you can allocate your entire investments, in their case even savings, tax wrapper savings. So they're building an extremely diversified portfolio using a lot of these different ETFs, which for each of them you can actually click down to drill down into those specific ETFs. And you can see it's 54% ETFs, then 45% the world global indices. So heavy weighted towards technology and S&P 500. And we are now working together with WeSave to build a couple of additional copy funds. And of course, it's always as easy as clicking the invest button and basically investing directly in the alpha core strategy of WeSave and WeQuant. So that was one great example of a partner copy fund. Another great example is the Meitav Dash copy fund. So Meitav Dash is the second largest investment house in Israel. I sit on the board. It's a public company where I sit on the board, and we manage there over $30 billion of basically savings and investments in the Israel ecosystem. We're the largest ETF provider, which are ETNs in Israel actually, but exchange traded notes and funds. Largest mutual fund provider. We have portfolio management company and pension funds as well. And this huge investment house, a brand name in Israel, have always sold their products within the Israeli ecosystem. We've been working together with them to build here a strategy called Worth Equity Plus. So for the first time, they can actually present their strategy and distribute it worldwide. Again, this is for them a great proof of concept of enabling their expertise within the investment management space using our platform and our global ecosystem to actually distribute a product. You can see here specifically that this copy fund is designed to beat the MSCI ACWI index. So this is a benchmark for world equity markets. And if I go into the portfolio, you can actually see exactly how they've built this specific copy fund. So this specific copy fund is simply a group of different ETFs. I can click here to see the allocation of each of them within the portfolio, and it's designed to actually beat an index that is copying the world equities. So that's another great example. And last but not least is our new relationship with a great startup company that is called TipRanks. So we've actually added two new features into our platform. One is the research page into our stock pages. So for example, if I click here on the Google page, you're probably all familiar with the feed, with the chart. There's, by the way, new cool pro charts coming very soon. And now we also have a research tab. Now, what is that research tab? That research tab, it's quite interesting. I just presented this on stage last week, and actually it's already higher. So as you probably all know, each big stock has a lot of analysts covering it. Those analysts are creating coverage, basically big detailed research reports on whether you should buy, hold, or sell Google. Now, today through the internet, TipRanks, which again is a startup fintech company, has been able to crawl the entire web, look at each of these stocks. So for example, for Google or Alphabet, they've been able to look at all of these different analysts. So look, a range, I think here it's about 50, almost, how many? 28 different analysts from all around the world. Each of them basically define a price target and whether they think you should buy or sell a specific stock. And by the way, you can actually click read article and look at the actual articles where they got the information about the actual analyst. So Susquehanna is actually a great investment house. We're actually familiar with Susquehanna. and their analyst says Google is a buy. On the top here, you just get a very clear summary. So the price of Google right now is 821. Analyst's price target is actually $1,000. So that's a huge, basically, strong buy recommendation for Google. And you can actually go through the platform and see that for every one of the US stocks right now on the platform, you can get the research tab. So you can see Facebook is 133, and top analysts are saying it has a target price of 160, where again, you can actually drill down and read those analysts' recommendations on the internet and understand what are they basing their recommendations on. So this is a quick overview of what TipRanks does in general in the research page of the platform. What we've done together is we've built CopyFunds, partner CopyFunds, together with TipRanks that are based on the data that they're actually gathering over the web. So I don't know if you're familiar with Warren Buffett. Hopefully you are. The master of investments and the sort of inventor almost, or you could actually say that about his predecessor, but of value investing. And the idea here is TipRanks are also covering all of the SEC filings. So every big hedge fund manager and fund manager in the US need to file once a quarter their SEC filings of their actual positions, of what they hold in the market. So this data is actually available for people to see what are the best investors in the world investing in. What we've done here is we've taken that data of Warren Buffett, Oracle of Omaha, into a copy fund. So when you invest in this specific copy fund, you're investing in what Warren Buffett is actually investing in based on the SEC fillings. Now you can see a lot of companies I'm familiar with, of course, very known for his investments in Wells Fargo, Coca-Cola, IBM, American Express, but I'm, for example, not necessarily familiar with some other stocks here in his portfolio. So first, it's a great way to learn about different stocks in the platform by looking at these copy funds. Second, if you are not interested in specifically learning on what they do, but simply copy their activity, again, it's as simple to invest in Warren Buffett's copy fund on eToro. And what is quite amazing is we just launched this in January, and it already generated 4% returns in the first 2 months. And he's investing here almost solely in AAA stocks. So the first one here, if I remember correctly, is the Heinz company, so the ketchup company, Coca-Cola, IBM, and you can go into each of those really AAA stocks that he's investing in. And if I'll go back into my portfolio, you'll see now that I've invested basically here in the Warren Buffett copy fund on eToro. And if I'll open it, I can actually see now in my portfolio I'm investing in all of these stocks. And you can, of course, through all these copy funds, this was a quick overview of 9 of them. You can, of course, go here to the bottom and scroll through different types. There are many more. Carl Icahn, as I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, also one of the investor moguls of the world. You have Wachenheim, which is a great new hedge fund manager. Well, not really new, but I've just recently, in recent years, heard about him. Very popular in Wall Street across hedge fund managers. Of course, to invest in hedge funds is extremely hard, requires usually at least $500,000 or $1 million. And here you get that access through public filings of the SEC. And of course, you can see here, there are more market copy funds as well as more top trader copy funds. So this was a quick overview of our copy funds products. There are many more copy funds coming into the platform in 2017, together with more markets from all around the world. And we're always excited to share news about our new products. This new product even won Best of Show last week at Finovate. Thank you very much. And Sam, back to you.
Thanks very much, Yoni. Just got a couple of questions here from some of the people who have joined us. Moses has asked, in regards to the copy funds for stocks, do they only open a buy position, or is there an algorithm or another fund that is focused on sell positions as well?
So the majority of the current copy funds are mostly long copy funds. We are also working with some partners, which we plan to launch in the next couple of weeks, which include short, long. Hedge fund-based copy funds might include also both short and long, but the majority of the existing ones are mostly long portfolios, long stocks.
All right, great, Yoni. Thanks very much. And in terms of someone asked in regards to the eToro partner funds. This was a question by actually an employee of Google who has an account on eToro. He asked a question in regards to the Weekront strategy. He asked in regard, what is their strategy? What's the background behind their strategy on the platform?
So I can't tell you too much. That's another thing of the basically partner copy funds. It's really their strategy. I can just read out loud from what it says here about the copy fund mythology and a bit of what I discussed with Zakaria, the CEO and founder of WeSave. But the concept of this strategy is basically a quantitative, data-driven fund that looks basically at the major ETFs out there and is trying to create a model portfolio. And they say here that I'll just read directly, but the portfolio is based on a core satellite strategy. The core portfolio is developed according to macroeconomics scenario and a deep market analysis. The satellite portfolio relies on market thematic rotation and the added value of risk management framework. Now, but I've just actually read what it says here. I was very impressed from their team, and now that I'm challenged, I'm actually going to ask Zakaria to explain to me what is core satellite strategy.
All right, great. I mean, it sounds fascinating, and we also have a question here, which is we've heard this question from one or two clients over the past week. This is from a UK premium client. He asks, are his funds locked up in a fund? If a hedge fund comes on, is there a lockup period in regards to when he can withdraw profits, etc.? Something that is typical in hedge funds.
No, so any investor can invest in a copy fund and then close his investments in the copy fund anytime he wishes. So there's absolutely no lockup on these copy funds. Again, other than if we launch any specific promotions like we did with guaranteed stop loss ones.
All right, great, Yoni. Thanks very much. I think that's all the questions we've got for today. Just to reiterate, quite a lot of you have asked how much is it to invest in a copy fund. I think I've responded to you personally in the question box. It's a minimum of $5,000. If you've invested also at least $20,000 in our copy funds at eToro, you also get a number of benefits. You get considered to be a diamond client or a premium client, so to speak, here at eToro, and therefore there's an added number of benefits in that regard. So if you're considering investing in our copy funds and you've got a personal account manager and there's maybe some funds here that you're interested in, feel free to speak to them. Yoni, you want to have the final word? A little teaser of what's to come as well to the platform over the next month or two?
Next week, Sam, we're going to have a couple of actually very long-awaited and great features. So maybe next week or the week after, really depending on how everything goes through QA. But we're going to launch finally our Pro charts, which would include a multi-chart, basically add-on into the eToro platforms to basically navigate through multiple charts in the same window, as well as several other copy funds, which are around several new themes like the car CopyFund, which will be launched, as well as the shipping and logistics CopyFund, and the payments industry CopyFund. So we're looking at several other new exciting CopyFunds and a great new long-awaited feature to the eToro platform.
That's great, Yoni. Thanks very much. We'll be in touch with all of you. If you've got questions, like I said, contact your account manager if you have one. And in addition, you'll be able to see the recording of this on our YouTube channel. Thanks very much for joining, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Sam.